the female reproductive system. These two again are pelvic bones, and here is the symphysis pubis, right? Symphysis pubis, and this is the pelvic cavity. Inside of the pelvic cavity, we can see these structures. Urinary bladder over here. This is the uterus, and this is the rectum. Urinary bladder, uterus, rectum. In here, the uterus. This is the uterus. This part of uterus is fundus. This part is body of the uterus. At both sides of the uterus, these two structures are uterine tubes, and these two are ovaries. So uterine tube through the first part, which is the fimbrilia, attaches to the ovary. These two are fimbrilia. The processes. The fimbrilia of the uterus tube, and these two are ovaries. Then we see that the uterus attaches to the wall of the pelvic cavity by these two membranes. These two membranes are called broad ligaments. Broad ligaments at both sides. And then the other ligament which we can see is the ligament that connects ovaries to the both sides of the uterus. This one. These two. These two are ovarian ligaments. Ovarian ligaments. And then the third ligament are these round ligaments that connects uterus to the external genitalia, which is labia majora. Now the inside. Again, over here you see the urinary bladder and urethra. Here, this is the uterus. So here is the fundus of the uterus. This is the body, and this part of the uterus is cervix. Cervix. This is the perimetrium around of the uterus, myometrium, endometrium, and this cavity inside of the uterus is called uterine cavity. Uterine cavity. Cervix over here has two holes, internal os that connect cervix to the uterine cavity, external os that connects cervix to the vagina. So here, this structure is vagina. Upper part of vagina looks like cup. This one is posterior fornix. This part is anterior fornix. Posterior fornix is located next to the rectum. Anterior fornix next to the urinary bladder. Then you see the vagina has wavy structure because of elastic structure and muscular structure. At the entrance of vagina in virgin woman, we can see a membrane which is called hymen. Hymen. This is the hymen. Then this one is anus. For external genitalia, has two folds of the skin. The outermost and bigger one is called labia majora, and the inner one, which is a smaller labia minora. And between these folds, this space is called vestibule. In this vestibule, you see two holes. Anterior one is the hole of the urethra. Posterior one is vagina. And in anterior most part in here you see this structure which is clitoris. Clitoris is here, erectile tissue. Then this hole behind labia majora, this hole is the anus, the hole of the anus. So if we want to say that from anterior to posterior, at first we see clitoris, the hole of the urethra, the hole of vagina, and the hole of anus. Okay, now over here you see this muscle. This muscle is extend between symphysis pubis in front and sacrum in the back, and makes the floor of the pelvic cavity. This muscle is called urogenital diaphragm, and you can see that this urogenital diaphragm perforates by these three tube-like structure: urethra, vagina, rectum, right? So this skeletal muscle here, around of these three structures make voluntary sphincter. Because it's a skeletal muscle, around of them makes voluntary sphincter. External. But in male, see, this is the urogenital diaphragm again. And urogenital diaphragm over here, it perforates by just two structures, urethra and rectum. So in female, there is one more which is vagina, but in male, just urethra and rectum.
So where will be the internal and external sphincter in the rectum?
In anus?
Yeah.
This is the internal, this is external. Internal, external. Okay?
Could you, this is the rectum.
Mahina na naman yung first part.
Vagina,
Vagina.
urethra.
Okay.